Aston Martin has been rebranded several times over the last 7 years. From being one of the top teams in Formula 1, they've slipped to the bottom over the last 2 seasons. What went wrong? Let's talk about this season's lineup. Sebastian Vettel, 4-time world champion. He's one of the most talented drivers on the grid. With a podium in Baku, he looked menacing, but it was his only highlight of the season. What remains of him is just a shadow of his past glory. Lance Stroll started strong in his rookie season with a podium. It was no secret that the only reason he still has a seat is because his father owns the team. However, his pay driver tag proved to be true, having finished behind his teammate for the last 3 seasons. Until 2020, when he bagged 2 podiums for his team in a season where they looked menacing as ever. Initially called Jordan, the team enjoyed a brief period of success in the 90s. Their biggest moments of success came in 1999 when they finished 3rd in the Constructors. In the early 2000s, they saw multiple changes in ownership before landing in the hands of Indian business tycoon Vijay Mallya. It's fair to say Mallya transformed the team, which was now known as Force India. In 2014, Force India signed Sergio Perez, who went on to become one of the most successful drivers. With some experience in the bag, Perez was ruthless. He achieved their first podium in 5 years. In 2016, Perez and his teammate Nico Hülkenberg achieved 4th position in the Constructors, a personal best. Despite Esteban Ocon replacing Nico in 2017, the team achieved a consecutive 4th place in the Constructors. The sprint of success was not going to last long as Team Force India ran into one of their biggest problems in 2018, all surrounding the main investor, Vijay Mallya. A series of bad business deals had put Mallya under financial duress, rendering him incapable of paying his team. Lead driver Sergio Perez called for legal action, putting the team into administration. He was owed close to $3 million by Mallya. This also started affecting the team's performance on track as they dropped down the leaderboard into 7th position in the 2018 season. In late 2018, Force India was bought by Lawrence Stroll, who rebranded the team as Racing Point. His first order of business was to replace Esteban Ocon with his son Lance Stroll. With an influx of money pouring into the team, Racing Point was able to come out with their most ambitious design in 2020. However, it resembled the 2019 Constructors winning Mercedes in all aspects. Everyone could smell something fishy in the air. The brains behind the entire operation was team principal Otmar Szafnauer. Racing Point managed to procure some designs for Mercedes over the summer, which gave them a significant advantage in development. However, this advantage was short-lived, with protests coming in from Renault. FIA launched an investigation and found Racing Point guilty of copying the brake ducts design. They were fined €400,000 and also 15 constructor points. This was more or less a slap in the wrist, and the team continued their charge up the leaderboard. Racing Point almost finished 3rd, only 7 points behind McLaren, and matched their best ever finishing position in Formula 1. Things could only go up from here, right? Wrong. Racing Point was part of the same regulations as Mercedes, in which their higher finish granted them less run in the wind tunnel. Lesser test runs meant fewer fine-tunings to the car's aerodynamics. This put Racing Point in a grossly unprepared situation for what was to come in 2021. Add to that, the FIA came out with 2 new regulations for the 2021 season. One required teams to cut a portion of the car's floor. The other was a cap on spending limits. Racing Point was in a tough one, who, unlike Mercedes, had a history of copying the neighbor's notes. To add to the pressure, it was about to face teams like Ferrari and Red Bull, who had way more time in developing their cars for the upcoming season. As if the team did not already have enough on its plate, the universe had to send another sucker punch its way. Otmar Szafnauer, team principal, announced his premature departure from Aston Martin to join Alpine at the beginning of the 2022 season. Lastly, Aston Martin has a driver issue, Lance Stroll. As much as there's difficulty driving in F1, Stroll has been quite poor in form, and the only reason he's holding on to his seat is because his father owns the team. Even though he outperformed Stroll in 2020, Sergio Perez was still not given a contract renewal. Aston Martin instead went ahead and signed Sebastian Vettel in his place. Lawrence Stroll might be a great businessman, but one might wonder how his emotional attachment towards his son could be affecting his team's hopes of returning to their former glory. So what's next for Aston Martin? All good things take time, and so will Aston Martin's efforts to rebuild their former glory. Andrew Green, the team's technical officer, mentioned that they're working on a brand new design for the car's floor and side pods. On the sponsor side, Officer Lance Stroll is working hard to close deals with giants such as Audi and Porsche. With all the gears running, the team hopes that the new funding and technology will yield better results. We sure do hope Aston Martin is able to deliver on its promises. Who doesn't like an underdog story? What do you think? Share your thoughts in the comment section below, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Zero Drag for more F1 content. Cheerio, see you in the next one!